Hello dudes, this is my machine running openSUSE Tumbleweed. I always like to, whenever I start my computer, I always like to have the same instances of applications running the same way I turn it off the machine. And such thing is achievable only through something known as hibernation, as most of you know, some of you may not know. Hibernation is very similar to sleep. These are some of the windows that I'm gonna keep running. Hibernation, as I said, is very similar to sleep, but with one difference, which is the applications are not stored to the RAM, and the power aren't gonna, or the power isn't gonna have, or isn't gonna keep running anyway. The computer will be totally turned off, unlike the suspending or the sleeping state. When the computer is in sleeping state, the applications are in the RAM, the ones that are running, and there is some power that's used by the computer, but it's very reduced compared to the normal power though. So if you want to keep all the applications running on your computer and have zero power, even if you unplug your computer, you still can restore all the applications that were running. Under Linux, in particular, in my case, it's Tumbleweed. You may try this on any other distribution. It may work and it may not. Especially the distributions that have systemd, you run this command. It worked for me here with Tumbleweed. You run systemctl hibernate as root. I remember I did this on Gentoo. Gentoo usually doesn't come if you follow the default wiki for the installation, the handbook. It doesn't work with systemd, it works with openRC. So I believe it was loginctl. Here you put the password since it's root. Yeah, so it doesn't work. That command is for Gentoo, and it worked flawlessly for me. I don't remember having to make any extra configurations. So the command is sudo systemctl hibernate. Since we don't have such option in the power options here, there is no hibernation. There is a way to add it. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video about how to add it here. Otherwise, I'm gonna hibernate the system. Beforehand, let me show you the configuration, because hibernation requires having space on the hard drive in form of swap or equivalent with the same size as the RAM. My RAM is about 8 gigabytes. I have here ZRAM and I have swap. So in your case, I don't know if it's possible whenever the space is less. When I say space, I mean swap and ZRAM. I don't know if it's possible to hibernate when the space is less of ZRAM or whatever equivalent. So in case this failed for you, try to have bigger swap or ZRAM in order to hibernate successfully. So let's run this command. The system is probably putting all the applications that are in the RAM, putting them to the hard drive in order to go totally off. I'm gonna pause and then come back to start the computer and prove that it was fully off and the applications are all saved to the hard drive and then brought back to the RAM whenever the system is restarted. It's still working on it. We can see the hard drive activity here. I'm gonna pause and come back. Alright, my computer is totally off. Usually this will keep blinking if it's sleeping, and whenever I turn it on, the BIOS screen will not come out. So if I turn it on now, we will see the BIOS screen to prove that it was totally off, and then the next thing to prove should be our applications that were kept running. So I will pause the video, no need to see the full boot process. Okay, time to log in. And these are the applications that were running before we go to the state of hibernation. I guess that's it. Probably we can say that we've seen the difference between hibernating on Gentoo and versus openSUSE or any possible system D distributions, and also we talked about the difference between suspend or sleep versus hibernation. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in similar content, please consider subscribing. If you like the video or dislike it, hit the matching button. If you want to say anything, put it in the comments, and see you in another video.